From a novel that I'm working on, following the kind of rise and fall of this mobster in a fantasy world I've created. Okay. Uncle Vincenzo smiled as my father let him in. I could see one of his top teeth was golden, too. Ciao, Terzo. It's been too long, he said, kissing my father on both cheeks. It has, my father replied. He seemed wary of Uncle Vincenzo, like he was seeing his brother for the first time. Please come in. My uncle took in our humble home. Very few had recovered from the great fires, and we were not among them. Our home was barely more than a single room for sitting and eating, with a small room off to the side for our beds. A beautiful home, my uncle said. Then his gaze landed on me, and a warmth filled his brown eyes. Il mio Dio, is this your little Orso? My father nodded, clamping a firm hand on my shoulder. 16, can you believe it? Uncle Vincenzo took my hand and gave it a firm shake, the kind traded between respected friends. I saw that he had a ring on every other finger, each bearing a shining gemstone. You've grown into a fine young man, he told me. I felt my chest swell with pride at his words. They were more than my father ever gave me. There was some more talk after that. It was something I noticed adults like to do. Stand around and talk about kids and ages, how the time passes, the usual wasted breaths. We sat down for dinner at the table where we did everything. Though my father had tried to wipe the scattered trash of the day's harvest from the surface, that hardly fixed its appearance. It was oak wood marked with hundreds of knife cuts in each direction. Yet my uncle didn't say a word about it. He ate what we served, a water leek and whitefish soup that did away with the pains of the day. It had soft potatoes and carrots that my father sent me into the market across the island for. When our meals were finished, my father sent me to deal with our dirty bowls. He sat down a cold bottle of limoncello for the two of them as I cleared and left the room. I tried to hear their conversation and had to struggle above the sounds of my dish cleaning. And why not, my uncle asked. My father scoffed, as if you don't know. You think tide farming is his future? Look around you, Terzo. You're a dying breed. You don't get to decide his future, my father said, in the same admonishing tone he often used with me. You'd rather he lived and died having never left this island? There was silence between them, broken by the pouring drink. Then my uncle said, I didn't come back to steal your boy. But you have to admit this is no real life for a boy his age. Every life lived is valuable. That's a sorry excuse to wither and die on the edge of the kingdom. You've changed, Vin, my father said. His voice was almost horrified. What did he do to you? This time it was my uncle's turn to scoff. Don't speak on things you know nothing about. I'm still the same man, except I decided I wanted a decent life. Don't you want that for your son, too? You'd make him into nothing more than a thug, my father said. You don't care about him. I care a lot more than you do, my uncle replied. Thank you.